So this is Naples, a massive city of chaotic streets, ancient ruins, and trust me, some of the best food in the world. So from the energy of its people to the silence of a 2,000-year-old Roman villa, there's literally no place in Italy quite like it. And beyond the city itself, you've got islands, castles, and entire towns frozen in time. So let's take a look at some of the best places to visit in and around Naples. So you've just arrived in Naples, and I suggest that the best way to experience the city is simply wandering its streets. So if you only have 48 hours, it's best to stick to the area around Royal Naples, Centro Storico, and the upscale and trendy Chiaia. From narrow alleyways lined with laundry to the busy markets selling fresh fruit and street food. Because the city's energy is everywhere. It's noisy, colourful, and completely unfiltered. The kind of place where daily life spills out onto the pavement, and every single corner feels alive. And unsurprisingly, there's plenty of pizza in Naples, and a lot of it is ridiculously good. Here you can see how spacious Peblosita Square is, and the trendy Chiaia. Number 2 is Monastero di Santa Chiara. So right in the heart of Naples, along Spacca Napoli, which is a long stretch of streets right in the heart of Naples, the Monastero di Santa Chiara is a 14th century church and convent complex that offers a completely different pace from the streets outside. It was commissioned by King Robert of Anjou, best known for its stunning cloister, where rows upon rows of octagonal columns are covered in colourful ceramic tiles, all painted with flowers, depicting landscapes and scenes of daily life. But beyond all that, you can step inside the Gothic church, which holds the tombs of Neapolitan royalty. And you can visit the small museum displaying religious art and all kinds of artifacts from the site's long history. And even beneath the complex are the remains of Roman baths, which were uncovered during all the excavations. So it's easy to explore in roughly a few hours, and it does make for a perfect break in the middle of the day spent walking Naples' historic streets. Right up in the Vomero district, you'll find Castel Sant'Elmo, offering one of the best panoramic views in the city. You can reach it by funicular from the historic centre, and the ride alone is worth it just for the change of scenery. The star-shaped fortress dates back to the 14th century and built to guard Naples from above. But today it houses all kinds of art exhibitions and a museum. But the real highlight is literally walking along its wide ramparts. It's kind of windy as well, but from here you can see the views of Naples and Mount Vesuvius and the bay all in one full sweep. So I think it's a perfect high point, literally, to end the day of exploring. Number 4 is Castel Nuovo, and this is right by the port in central Naples. It's hard to miss, with its 5 massive round towers and a marble arch at the entrance. So it was built in the late 13th century by Charles of Anjou, and it's been expanded and modified over the centuries, serving as both a royal residence and a military fortress. And inside, you can explore the Grand Hall, small museum rooms, and you can even climb parts of the towers for views over the harbour. And the good thing is, its location makes it easy to combine it with a walk along the waterfront, or, which is something that you should do, is a ferry trip to Capri, Ischia or Procida, which are the locations that I'll show you next. Number 5 is the National Archaeological Museum. Now, if you're visiting Pompeii and Herculaneum, which is coming in a moment, this is the museum that ties everything together. And it's located in the centre of Naples, holding one of the world's most important collections of Roman artifacts, including many that were excavated from the ruins around Mount Vesuvius. So here you'll find mosaics, frescoes, statues, and everyday objects that give a deeper insight into ancient life, and often in better condition than what's left on site. And some of the highlights include the famous Farnese marbles. So it's a much better idea to visit this museum before we come to Herculaneum. Just a short ride from Naples, Herculaneum is often overshadowed by nearby Pompeii, but it's actually better preserved in many ways. So when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, this smaller seaside town was buried under a deeper layer of volcanic material, sealing entire buildings almost intact. So as you walk through the site, you'll see wooden beams, furniture, mosaics, and even colourful frescoes that have survived nearly 2,000 years. So the scale is smaller than Pompeii, which means you can explore it in just a couple of hours without you feeling rushed. You get a much closer look at how people lived here. It's quieter, more detailed, and just as moving. Number 7, Pompeii. Now, one of the most historic places to visit in southern Italy is the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Pompeii. The ruins of this ancient Roman city tell a story that can move you to the core. Once upon a time, Pompeii was a rich and prosperous trading town, set against the backdrop of Mount Vesuvius on the Italian coast. And on the 24th of August 79 CE, Vesuvius spewed fire, ash, and rock in the most fiery eruption in history, engulfing the entire city of Pompeii and several others nearby. And 2,000 years later, people can experience the life and culture of Pompeii just by walking through its excavations and stepping into ancient villas and temples. Number 8 is Mount Vesuvius. Rising over the Bay of Naples, Mount Vesuvius is one of the most famous volcanoes in the world, and one of the few you can actually hike to the crater. Now from Naples, it's about 30 to 40 minute drive, or you can take a bus from the city or Pompeii straight to the park entrance. Now the trail to the top is kind of short, and looking inside, you can still see steam rising from the vents, a reminder that Vesuvius is still active. Naples itself and the islands beyond. So it's an easy half-a-day trip if you want to take from Naples. But if you do combine it with Pompeii or Herculaneum, it does make it even better. Procida. Now this is the smallest island in the Bay of Naples, but it might just be the most charming. It's very small, and you can get here in about 40 minutes by ferry. But once you arrive, you'll be thoroughly impressed. Now the star of the show is Marina Corricella, a beautiful fishing village where pastel houses tumble down to the harbour. And you can see laundry flapping in the breeze, just above seafood restaurants. Now please understand there are no big sites or museums here. This is purely for wandering. Just quiet streets, sleepy beaches, and that slow island rhythm that you won't get in the city centre of Naples. So it's easy to explore in just a few hours. And that's what makes it perfect as a day trip. Just grab a traditional gelato, wander the back streets, take in all the views, especially at the top of the island. And ultimately, it's low-key, photogenic, and still, I would say, flying under the radar. For now. Number 10, Capri. The ferries run quite regularly during the warmer months. It takes about 60 minutes each way, but it's far quicker to go from Sorrento. So it's a rocky island off the shores of the southern Italian region of Campania, right on the edge of the Bay of Naples. It's seriously beautiful. There's barely a grubby building or untended garden. But it may be small, but it's the most fashionable square in the world. One thing everybody agrees on is that it's the heart of the island, where sooner or later, all those visiting Capri come to watch the world go by. And going there by boat, it's also part of the experience. So I highly recommend a day trip to Capri.